Welcome to UND Insider Weekly alongside Tom Miller and Brad Schlossman from the Grand Forks Herald and Danny Lutzen from the Ralph Engelstad Arena. I'm Tim Hennessy. Ladies, gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Look at those two.
You got nothing.
We're tired after a weekend with Hennessy and Kalamazoo.
I saw you both in Kalamazoo, Western Michigan, a sweep for UND, and I think from start to finish, really, don't you think, Brad? They played the way they have to play if they're going to be successful and win hockey games.
Yeah, that's exactly it. They're not going to blow out anyone. They're not going to win by a large margin, or nothing's going to be really easy for them. But they got really good goaltending. They had pretty good special teams over the weekend, and they really didn't make any big mistakes. You know, I know the first goal Western Michigan scored of the weekend on the face-off play, something they're not going to like, but after that, they played, like you said, exactly the way this team needs to play to win.
But see, that was a rookie, and he won't do that again.
Yeah.
He won't allow that one to happen again.
And
Tom, what were your impressions?
I thought, like Brad said, they got really good goaltending. Zane Gothberg put together two pretty good performances. That pad save he made on Saturday night was pretty remarkable. I think everybody kind of jumped out of their seat on that one.
I want to hear Hennessy's call on that. We had some remarks that you had a great call on that.
Well, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Because I thought, oh, it's tight.
And it was a wide open area. It looked like it was wide open, and his pad
from
just
our
comes
view,
swinging
from the
out
press
of
box.
And it didn't look like he could see where the puck was.
I have no idea. But as Coach Hackstall says, he doesn't get beat low very often at all.
Yeah.
But he was on his belly.
Yeah.
Now you lay on your stomach and try to kick your leg this way.
Yeah.
I don't think most legs go that way, do they, Danny?
It's like a yoga move, I think.
So Danny was listening every single word I said on the radio, I know, all weekend long. So what do you think of a sweep like that, particularly getting, I think a big part of it was getting some offense from the defense?
I think at this point in the season, it's good to see them be consistent throughout the board. And they have a lot more confidence in the way that they played this past weekend. So hopefully that will come in to this weekend's play. Northern
Michigan is nothing to sneeze at. Nobody's anything to sneeze at as far as UND goes. And the Wildcats were at one time a big rival of North Dakota back when they were in the WCHA, or we both were in the WCHA. They are again, I guess. So this will be an interesting weekend as well, don't you think, Brad?
And now their non-conference schedule is winding down. I believe they only have 4 non-conference games left. They're 500 in non-conference play, so time's kind of running out here for them to build a nice non-conference record for the pairwise stuff at the end of the year. And so this weekend will be really big for that.
The women's hockey team traveled to lovely Potsdam, New York to take on Clarkson in a 2-game series, came up with a split in that one. I guess against a highly ranked Clarkson team, a split of the weekend series, not too bad, huh?
I don't think it eliminates them from making the NCAA tournament. These games the weight that they carry is incredible. So a split won't prevent them from making it. I think it will make it very difficult for them to get a top 4 seed now. But as long as they take care of business, I think they'll be all right. So that first win was really big for them to get. They played without Michelle Carvinen, their best player. So that doesn't help things very much either.
What do you think they need to do this coming series to prevent all the penalties that they had last series?
Well, I think they need to play with some officiating they're more used to. I think that was probably an issue going out there and playing with some different officials. There were some comments I heard from out there that weren't particularly complimentary about the job they did. I think they missed a high stick on Clarkson's first goal on Saturday afternoon and whatnot. But, just when you play with the same officials all year, you kind of have more of an idea of what they're going to do, and sometimes you go to a different conference and you really have no clue.
Well, their penalty taking is something of concern, isn't it? It has been, I guess, for many years.
Yeah.
Without the Lamoureux, though, you thought that maybe some of those penalties would go down, some of that physical play be taken away. But maybe that's still their go-to is being a physical team to play against.
Eric Fabian's penalty kill unit gets plenty of work.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to teach them how to do that. The women's basketball team hadn't played Minnesota in 28 years, and I think they played them in Moorhead. They played them again at Williams Arena, Minneapolis on Sunday, Danny, and had a lead in that one. In fact, they had a sizable lead in the second half of that one, early in the second half, albeit. A tough one to lose for them in that situation would have been a huge one to win, huh?
And at that point in the game, playing not to win, but as to playing to get your,
not to lose.
not to lose. And that, you don't get to play the real game of basketball at that point. And I think that's what what got them stuck. They had that lead and got confident and sat back too much and let it slip away.
We should have Tom Miller explain playing to win and playing not to lose, the difference in the two. And there is a difference.
You can find yourself staring at the clock just like in any sport. You know, they had a 13-point lead at half, and I think they did start looking at the scoreboard saying, you know, oh, that's down to 8, it's down to 5. You know, I only have 3 buckets in the second half. It isn't going to beat a Big Ten team. But they were playing without their second leading scorer. Megan Lauk was out with an injury. They need somebody to help Maddie Buck score. She can't be the only one dropping in points.
Does it say anything that they allowed Minnesota on their home court only 46 points?
Certainly, and I think they had to have played pretty good defense and rebounded the basketball, because the Gophers were without their leading scorer, but a Big Ten school should be able to handle that kind of dip from a scoring perspective.
The tough part is this probably would have been a really big signature win for them, and that would have been nice for the program to get. But
they've had almost 2 of them. In Northern Iowa, they were very close in
Yep.
that one, very close in this one. So that brings up, Danny, North Dakota State, who I know Travis Brewster is looking forward to that game if he remembers.
This is a player, I mean, North Dakota player, brings so much pride because you played against these girls like even in high school and growing up. So this game is going to come down to pride and bragging rights, I guess you could say, like any under NDSU game. But
How big of an advantage is it to play them here at the Betty?
I think we have, I mean, you saw the NDSU game against, I mean, with men's basketball and the people and the support that you had throughout the community. It's the type of game that, you know, your teachers ask about and your classmates ask about. So the build-up is pretty awesome.
Break it down, Tom.
Yeah, well, I think UND is going to need to get healthy again, because I just don't see where they're going to get scoring outside of Maddie Buck right now. Maya Lloyd got like 13 rebounds against the Gophers, but she was like 2 of 14 from the field. So she's a candidate who could step up and help Maddie Buck out.